Ever since the TED Talk in February, and then Nick Patterson's invitation to the Toastmasters, I felt like there are some things that I want to say in my writing, and then there are other things that I want to say straight from my brain, through my mouth, straight to you. Basically more just regular personal stuff. I feel like if I go forward with this, if I go forward with making YouTube videos, I think three things I want to talk about the most are about looking up, looking in, looking out. And when I think about looking up, my first thought is that I'm talking about my faith. I'm talking about a higher power. I'm talking about my religion. But as I think about all this, I also realize that there are other people that don't believe the way that I do. And so, I've been watching some interesting stuff about Stoicism, and I think that we all have our standard. We have our philosophy, our faith, something that we look up to figure out and to gauge how we're going to respond. So when I say that I'm looking up in my religion and in my faith. But when I want to encourage other people to look up, don't think I'm not talking about you because you don't believe what I believe. Consider what your standard is. Look at that. And then when I talk about looking in, it should be pretty obvious. We all have things that we need to look inward at. We need to examine some of the tough spots in our life, some of the faults that we have. And we also need to reach for our strengths and use those as we try to help each other. So looking in is almost as important as looking up. And then finally, I want to talk about looking out, because I like to look out at other people and other things in life and appreciate the beauty in some of them, appreciate what I can learn from some of them, and try to find some of the positive things that we can focus on when it doesn't seem very easy to focus on positive things. Are there negative things in the news? Of course there are. Are there negative things going on in our lives? Of course there are. But focusing on the positive things that help us come together as a family, as a team, as a civilization, as a society, I think that's important to help us get from one day to the next, from one crisis to the next, to take the moments where you're high and share those with people that are low. And when you're low, look to others to help bring yourself up, make you high. I don't mean, that kind of high, but anyhow, those are my thoughts. I'm just going to cut this off.